I guess it didn't play the intro. Hey,
Oh,
how's
I'll
everybody
fix
doing?
that.
No, don't worry about it. No, we're already
Okay.
live. We're already live.
Okay.
It's what you call OBE watcher. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Hey, Scott. I am the host of the show. Today, of episode 650, we're talking Iran War Day 34 and those fudging foreigners, because I can't put cuss words on our titles. I'd been complaining about Islam, but what I should really talk about is just foreigners, right? Because let's be honest, you can come from a foreign country. That doesn't make you a foreigner. That makes you a person from a foreign country. It's what you decide to do with the fact that you come to America or some other country that makes you a foreigner or not, right? And so we're going to be talking about that and showing examples of both good and positive people from other countries. So, and of course, the wrong example. I Phil Coggins, I'm with you, brother. I'm sitting here like waiting for the music to start like it normally does, and I look up and it says like we've been live for 5 minutes. So
no, that was actually our fault because Watcher and I did a video yesterday.
Oh, you're right. That's exactly.
So,
okay.
He's right. That's exactly what happened. I didn't think about that.
But on your point about foreigners, I have been reliably informed that foreigners just want to know what love is.
Foreigner, what a great band. Yeah, this is not Foreigner. This is Burners. Burners. I thought about trying to.
There was an incident with witnesses where Danica Patrick sang "I Want to Know What Love Is" to me in Nashville, Tennessee, and it was a moment. So some days I get good things on the job, some days I don't. Anyway,
well, some days we're the statue, and some days we're the bird.
Yeah, some days you want to be a jukebox hero. Some days you can't.
Joe, how you doing?
All day, huh?
What? How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm all right. We did the video yesterday of me eating the fantastic 40-plus-year-old Mountain House food. So we will get that out today. I am doing all right. It sat like a lump in my stomach for a while, but it did not cause any issues. So it's a good deal. By the way, you raised $800, chat. Not just the
awesome.
$500 we wanted. It was totally $800, and pretty happy with that. So thank you all for that. Again, all of you donated to the camp. None of you donated to my recovery fund, but that's okay. The money's going where it really needs to go anyway. But the one big thing we did learn is that these packets of hot cocoa are still perfectly fine, and they're delicious. So hot cocoa is one of those foods that will survive the apocalypse and beyond.
Joe, I'm relatively well informed that Danica was just playing head games with you. I think maybe she was just giving you head, but then again, I mean, I don't know. I was not there.
Well, this was shortly before she crushed my spirit with a joke related around me and getting in her little Indy car. And I was like, "That's cold, Danica. That's cold."
Well, I also I don't know if I'd be happy to know that Danica Patrick did that, because Danica Patrick has shown herself on the American Formula One broadcast to be one of the worst race commentary personalities of all time, and she was also a terrible NASCAR driver. But
I'm just
she's
going to point out
lady.
that I wasn't hanging around with her for her personality. I was there for a job. Come on.
Many men have said such things about women. All right, Watcher, how you doing today, brother?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I have a question for everybody just to ponder first. This is a question that I went to bed pondering last night, and that is, with America returning to the moon, this brings up a good question about modern society, which is, since we were the first people on the moon, does that mean that Canadian astronauts in the future will have to do American land acknowledgements on the moon?
They will. We are the First Nations of the moon.
Well, did you see that the press conference, they basically, like, one of the reporters asks one of the black the black astronaut. Is like, about being the first black astronaut to the moon. He goes, I'm really looking forward to a time in which this is so common that people. I'm going to paraphrase because I could read his mind based on it. That stupid motherfuckers like you will stop asking me questions.
Pretty great, actually.
Because I mean, it was just like there was no kind of like it was just
why do they have to make everything about race?
I love that our black astronaut hates that. That makes me happy.
Well,
how does it make you feel about the airspeed of an unladen swallow?
All right. You know, it's a good day when we're starting off Monty Python references. All right.
Well, speaking of good days,
ladies and gentlemen. Hey, by the way, before we watch this, because this was part of our April Fool's Day festivities. Did you guys, were there any April Fool's Days things that you guys like particularly enjoyed? Now, Joe, I know you were a little bitter about.
I really didn't want to talk about it because I'm actually sad and depressed over
it. Yeah. That's what I wanted to let you kind of lead us off here, Joe.
K-Bar absolutely crushed my soul and my spirit with the April Fool's Day announcement that they were putting a bayonet on, that they're putting out a bayonet. And they were not. And I was like, but wait, man, we could actually do this and make this happen.
I mean, 100%, right? I mean, that's just anyway. You see these like there was a company a while back that did the tactical like kilt or something like that. I was like, you could sell
511 tactical kilt.
Yeah. That was. I was like, I don't know why that's a joke. I mean, there are guys who would buy that. Hell, there were people who bought that.
No, I'm not going to wear a skirt ever.
Not no you. I'm talking about, but there are guys who would do that because.
So one guy actually showed up at a training event wearing one, and since it was one where we were using paintball guns for our tactical training, I shot him several times in the groin because he was wearing a kilt. This is what I do. It's a service I provide to encourage better behavior.
All right. Anyway, so I thought that was pretty funny. Any other ones, Watcher? Did you see any that stood out to you?
No, honestly, I did not. Most of what I saw was pretty lame. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Pretty slapdash at the last moment sort of thing, except for the following.
So this, I'll be honest with you, was literally the best one that I saw of all of.
Same.
So let's watch this. Was this from the Warhammer official account that did this? Okay. Yeah. Anyway, let's watch.
In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only music.
There is only war.
The worldwide phenomenon is now a major musical production.
There is only
The Emperor Protects, a Warhammer 40,000 musical.
Suffer not the alien to live. Embrace your righteous rage as you go take its dying breath. Suffer not the alien, reject its heresy. Suffer not the alien. Suffer not the alien. Suffer not the alien.
Witness the spectacle of galactic cataclysm as it's never been seen before.
Such a stunning specimen must be kept prepared for prosperity.
I didn't watch
and
the whole thing.
Watch all of it.
I was very impressed when I was like on the line with the box office in New York and on Broadway, and they were like, "No, this is not.
This is not real."
Oh man. Oh. You want to watch
yeah.
the rest?
Yeah. Let's watch the rest. I mean, you already started in for a penny and for a pound.
Oh, I know. I just wanted to make sure we at least had a break for commentary. So
No. I 100%. Well, Joe. Here's the thing, Joe. The whole time I was looking for, okay, this has got to be AI. This has got to be AI, right?
No, it appears to be real.
It appears to be absolutely real.
Played forever for me. I've waited for aeons to add such a being. I categorically, absolutely, positively must have you for my collection. For my collection.
Featuring the Ballad of the Dark Millennium.
There is only the Emperor.
Okay.
My protector.
They did a good job with her. Picking
It
her
even
was
sounds like what you would get in a
He is
musical.
all that my soul requires.
all right, but I'm talking about like the way she looks matches that character's description very well.
Yeah. Push pause real quick. Push pause.
Hey, I've got that right here. Look,
Yeah,
I
we're gonna
have-
talk. We're gonna talk about this in
yeah.
in Iran. Yeah. You got the purity seal. That's awesome, man. I can't wait to get one of those. Yeah, we are going to Rowan Court. What did you get in? Yeah, we on days when there's serious stuff to talk about, you got to start with a laugh. I mean, this is what keeps you sane and even. So
I just want to say it does now make sense why some of the design products have been a little because I just found out what the entire Warhammer creative staff have been doing for
Oh yeah, well, it's like because they're a bunch of theater kids. What do you expect, watcher? It's like bitter nerds who have never had sex were replaced by theater kids who don't want to have sex.
Yeah.
Holy blade, it's holy blade. There is only the Emperor.
This is what you get when they fire Henry Cavill.
Right.
There is only war. There is only war. No peace among the stars tonight.
The Emperor Protects, a Warhammer 40,000 musical. For behind-the-scenes look and ticket information, go to warhammertv.com/The Emperor Protects.
I mean, they do have the whole Warhammer TV thing that I have never looked into, or
It's all right. It's pretty good.
Rowan, you're gonna get booted out of the chat for saying this is a Lord of the Rings thing.
yeah. Come on, brother, you're better than this.
It insults both franchises.
Yes. All right.
Although interestingly, if any of you like that kind of stuff, the same company who makes 40K makes a Lord of the Rings game, and it is the only game that is licensed to the old films. So all of them look like the old film characters that you actually like, not the Rangs of Power.
Well, let's just redirect you to the Warhammer TV landing page. So
Chorus Heresy. Very good. Very good.
Well done. Yes, I have to admit. Yeah. So I was the weird kid who did both sports and all the other stuff.
See, I was the art kid who started off playing football, but that ended up only skateboarding and doing art by my senior year. But then again, I was into like Nirvana before it was cool. So the hot girls were like, "Oh, you know who Nirvana is?"
this might surprise all of you, but I wrestled from 6th grade all the way through graduation. So
No, not at all.
Well, that
Same,
makes sense, Joe, because that explains your sour disposition from having to cut weight all those formative years.
Let me.
I don't have a sour disposition, my friend.
So I do have to say, I have to say this before we move on. This is correct. Warhammer, the company who makes 40K absolutely hates you. We can go into that. Look, I run a game store. I was partnered with them. I am no longer partnered with them for a reason. We don't sell their products anymore. I'm about to do a big purge of all the current products that I'm holding of that company. when Charlie Kirk was assassinated, one of their top creatives came out and not only praised it, but said that every single conservative should get the same. That guy got suspended for 2 weeks and then came right back quietly. I'm not fucking around with this. They're a horrible company and you shouldn't do business with them. However, I like their product from way back in the day. And so I'm going to continue liking 40K. I'm just not going to buy it.
Hey guys, I just realized that we have not really talked about the whole Israel-Lebanon thing. Remind me that we need to do a segment.
Oh yeah, we were going to do a segment on that today. We did not.
Yeah, we didn't. So let's do that next week. There's a lot going on about that, but I'll be honest with you. I think that the Iran stuff is more kind of poignant to the U.S. experience, but it's not the only conflict going on in the Middle East right now. So.
Although the Hezbollah conflict did directly lead to an attack in the U.S. So
yeah, that's correct. All right. Anything else, guys, that we need to talk about before we move on to?
Yeah, we're gonna go.
All right.
Hearing no objections,
we shall move on. All right. Just to catch up with Haiti, I haven't heard about any cannibalism lately, though. It wouldn't surprise me if the cannibalism started soon after.
I was going to say, are we having a barbecue?
Yeah.
Bro.
That doesn't sound like any French I've ever heard. I love it, Joe. I love that magazine.
Yeah, like, why is he wearing like a Superman cape though?
Speaking of
a really big shirt.
Well, they are the new Liberia with the general butt nakeds and all that kind of stuff. Like they were. Yeah. Remember all that crazy shit in the '90s from Liberia?
I was gonna say, how do you get prone with a rifle like that? But then I remembered certain classes of fighters never go prone.
Well, yeah, when you hide behind refrigerators, you don't have to go prone. Yeah. In Haiti, the Grand Grif gang reportedly killed over 70 civilians in Jean Denis. They reportedly set multiple houses on fire and then started shooting people, as you can see here, as they ran out. Avoid Haiti accordingly. Yes.
Yes. Oh, sorry. This is good.
Go ahead.
Oh, nothing. Haiti's a mess. It's going to be terrible, and I don't know how they're ever going to recover from it. It's just.
I wanted to say, how on earth did every other culture on the planet enslave these people? Their well-known fighting ability.
Well, yeah. As far as this next segment, though, I think I have the perfect transition. I would like to call this next segment just a little special segment. I think we should call it Scalp Report. Joe?
Okay.
Yeah, Joe? Would you like to report on your freshest scalp?
Yeah, I collected. I noticed that the post from Dan Bongino is not available in my thing any longer. That's because after I put out this tweet, Dan Bongino blocked me in record time. So thank you, Dan. We appreciate the scalp. And what Dan was saying was that Thomas Massey was a grifter and a liar and a fraud. And I said, Dan, don't you hate guys who said they do one thing when they got the position they wanted and then do the opposite? Man. And then he immediately blocked me. Weird. Crazy.
I mean, it's almost like he has feelings or something, Joe. You hurt his feelings. I thought big media personalities like that were supposed to kind of take them as they came and all that kind of whatnot.
Right. Omega Lloyd this. I wonder if he knows why his eye was twitching when he made that tweet.
Hey, Watcher, I just want to let you know I've updated our thumbnail. If you want to check the new thumbnail, just based on current events. Because I want to say that I am on top of it.
Yeah, let me just say this for everyone going back and forth in the chat on there. Hey, listen, I I really didn't have a dog in the fight between Massey and Bongino, but I will call out the hypocrisy of Dan Bongino calling literally anyone else a liar.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. That's
So,
there are people who can make comments. Dan
Would you
Bongino's
like,
not one of those.
hey,
people.
I'm going to leave the job I've wanted my whole life and I promised to fix because I'm not getting the grift I used to, and I really enjoyed the grift.
Right.
Then to call somebody else a grifter. I'm sorry. No.
Yeah, that's what you call rich. This is rich, right? Hold your watch up. The bullshit's getting deep in here, right?
And mutually assured, not surprised, Joe hurts feelings. Mrs. Tactical Wisdom has pointed out frequently that I can talk to you nicely and still make you feel horrible. So I'm really good at this.
For those thinking that we are unaware of current events ongoing right now in Iran, I just wanted to show you my updated thumbnail here. Any opportunity to show these MH60s is a fucking good opportunity. Anyway, sorry about that.
You're good.
I will continue to move on. So that was kind of part one of the second one. The speaking of a scalp, I think that our entire global side of the MAGA movement or America First movement or whatever our side of the conservative sphere, we have literally been calling for this move since day one, since the day we heard about her announcement. Trump fires Pam Bondi as Attorney General. Now, what does this have to do with conflict, you might ask, Joe? I mean, come on. This woman has caused more damage to our cause than any other person in the administration.
The biggest win for the Second Amendment in a decade, right?
Yeah.
Well, I would also say we could probably answer that question, but come on, just let us have this one, please.
Yeah, let me read a little here. This move comes amidst White House frustration with Bondi's leadership of the Justice Department, particular handling of the Epstein files, and what Trump viewed as insufficient aggression in targeting his political opponents. Oh, political opponents. You mean people who have broken the fucking law? Trump had privately discussed firing her and floated EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin or Blanche as possible replacement. Blanche is the guy, I believe, that's her deputy who has basically stepped up as the interim.
I'm going to point out that Blanche has been a big stumbling block for the administration, so he might not be the permanent choice.
Yeah, I don't know much about him. I haven't really paid. My attention on this DOJ has been kind of an inch deep and a mile wide. So yeah, I'm not smart on him. Let's see here. Bondi met with Trump in the Oval Office Wednesday ahead of a speech to the nation of the war with Iran, where she reportedly was informed of her ouster, according to two sources familiar with the meeting. One of those sources said that by the time Trump took his place by the podium for the address, Bondi had already lost her job and was on her way back to Florida. In a Thursday statement, Trump called Bondi a great American patriot and a loyal friend who faithfully served as my attorney general over the past year. She will be transitioning to a much needed, important new job in the private sector to be announced at a date in the near future. And our deputy attorney general, a very talented and respected legal mind, Todd Blanche, will step in as the acting attorney general.
The funny part is that transitioning to a much needed and important job in the private sector to be announced at a date in the future, that's because nobody knows what that job is, even Pam Bondi. She has to go out and find a job. That's what he's saying. But the other thing is I hate his unnecessary capitalization of random words.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. So, let's see. The frustration per sources within the White House centers square on Bondi's catastrophic mishandling of Jeffrey Epstein files. Let's see. One of the most embarrassing self-inflicted wounds of the second Trump term. Let's see. Recall her famous February 2025 Fox News appearance where she claimed the client list was literally on my desk right now, ready to review. Fast forward to months later, no list, endlessly redacted note for national security. Millions of pages were discovered at the 11th hour and zero indictments of any high-profile co-conspirators. And then, do you guys remember the Epstein file, like the binders that they gave all those, like, you know, like the what were they, citizen journalists that showed up at the White House, and it was kind of like they hijacked that whole thing, and then those guys ended up looking stupid because essentially they got nothing. So, I mean, this has just been mismanaged from day one. Oh, by the way, she has stabbed us all in the back with her terrible Second Amendment stuff. I'll be honest with you. I'm actually, the Epstein thing you could say is at least complex, right? Second Amendment stuff is not complex. That shit's easy. Those are like singles all day long, right? You know, you need to hit a home run with the Epstein files, but you know, Second Amendment's easy. You just go with, if it gives people the right to keep and bear arms, you just go with it, right? And she didn't even do that. The cosmic injustice here is that Pete Hegseth was a morning show host and Pam Bondi was a lawyer. Well, I mean, he was also in the military, so I mean, it's not like he was just a morning show host. Pam's going, oh my God, I don't need that in my head. All right. Let's see here. Trump is also reportedly reportedly pissed that Bondi has an apparent allergy to actual justice, namely her failure to deliver promises to go after people like the Comey, Letitia James. Bondi's DOJ has also dragged its feet on broader accountability, no real movement in the COVID era, prosecutions despite obvious targets, a bizarre pivot towards hate speech crackdowns that even drew fire from the right, and general pattern of not prosecuting what many see as a laundry list of potential criminals from prior regime. Perhaps it was all by design. Either way, it looks like Pam's time is short. Yeah. I mean, she was dropping the ball left and right. It wasn't just the Second Amendment. There was
Letitia James is a slam dunk.
100%.
But she won't do it for mortgage fraud. And so I'm sorry, Hunter Biden possessing cocaine in the White House is a slam dunk, right?
Yeah, so many of these. Like,
Rowan Court, not the worst idea I've ever heard, though. Getting Thomas off the bench is a bad idea, I think. The choices for easy for replacement: ask Clarence Thomas to to step down after the SCOTUS session ends and make him Attorney General. Yeah. But here's the thing: picking a good Supreme Court justice, you don't like.
Yeah.
Thomas is literally your cleanup batter right now. He and like Alito are your only two go-to like.
And let's look at the other choices Trump put in there. And hey, look, they're the incredibly unreliable ones.
Trump's history of picking Supreme Court justices is terrible.
Listen. Here's Amy Coney Barrett is absolutely terrible. Gorsuch, now I don't think he was a bad choice. He just wasn't an ideological choice, right? Like he isn't one of these people. He's what you call a lawyer, right? He wants to argue the legal, and I appreciate Gorsuch better than I appreciate Coney Barrett. But let's be honest, you know, he's not batting 1,000 for his justice picks. Hell, he even suggested his sister at one point, and she's a fucking leftist. Let's see here. While Bondi's DOJ was actively sabotaging the Trump coalition by maintaining Biden-era policies in court, repeatedly mooting legislation on key issues rather than letting judges deliver precedent-setting knockout blows, defending outdated gun control measures like the 1934 National Firearms Act in suppressor cases, and choosing temporary tactical retreats over permanent wins that would prevent future Democratic administrations from simply flipping the switch back on. I mean, so it's like a great example is the not the bump stocks, but the pistol braces, right? I mean, the ATF is literally ready to basically reverse the entire pistol bracelet, which is, I mean, that's fully under her control. And I don't know that this other guy, Joe, I mean, you probably have better insight into him than I do. I don't know if this other guy is going to be any better on these.
Well, he's blocked a lot of the prosecution of prior administration officials. And here's the problem with this. We said we were going to do it and haven't. The left is already threatening that they're going to prosecute Donald Trump and his entire family. James Carville put out a video on that. By the way, that's not how the American legal system is supposed to work, right? In the American legal system, there's a crime, and then we investigate to find who did it. We don't pick people and say, I'm going to find a crime on you. That's the Berea model, and we don't do things that way. But the left already said they're going to do it. Here's the difference. Donald Trump said he was going to do it and didn't. And the left says they will do it, and they absolutely will. So that's the problem. We're not as committed as they are.
Yeah, I mean, that's the. It's like people on our side are looking for an opportunity to compromise, whereas they are looking for an opportunity to crush their enemies, see them driven before them, and hear the lamentations of their women.
Hey, listen, for Robin Hood, sure, Hunter got a future retroactive pardon, but those have already been ruled as non-valid because they were signed by AutoPen. So you could challenge Hunter's pardon pretty easily and win. Militant Root says a Trump bad choice is probably better than a Dem choice. No, Amy Coney Barrett. I'm sorry, but that's not true.
Look, you guys, there's something you guys need to understand, right? The enemy inside the wire is significantly more dangerous than the enemy on the outside of the wire, and that is true in any scenario.
Yeah. And by the way, I want to point something out. I continually am amazed that not only is she a Supreme Court justice, but that Ketanji Jackson Brown is actually a real person, because that woman is just the dumbest person on the planet.
I mean, an AI chatbot is smarter than she is.
No, I have to say this because this was the best meme I saw. It was the Japanese talking about being wonderful, amazing, respectful people. Everybody, oh my God, they're amazing. Ketanji Brown Jackson, I have to figure out how to steal their wallet.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna leave it to a person of her style to say, imagine you were stealing a wallet in Japan, and then I mean, that's just not really the route I would take. But even her argument is stupid, because she said, if I steal a wallet in Japan, I'm subject to Japanese law, and that's like allegiance. No, allegiance would be not breaking the law. Oh, okay. She actually argues against her own case in her statement. It's so dumb.
Lance Corporal Veteran for $10. Thank you very much for that generous contribution. Bondi stumbling with the Epstein file started James O'Keefe's calling her office saying that he recorded her saying that she had the files. So it's likely she panicked and everything went downhill from that. Yeah, she just wasn't ready for prime time. James
O'Keefe didn't need to record her saying it because we all saw it. She literally said it in a press conference. I have files on my desk. Man.
Yeah. So anyway, ding dong, the witch is dead.
Well, before we move on, there's one note that needs to be had, which is, please, dear God, let us all pray that she does not get fire promoted.
Well, let's be honest. Next thing, she'll probably be heading up Trump's defense team when the Democrats take power after the midterms.
You hear me?
The funny thing is she'll think that's a promotion. All right, and the sad thing is that it just goes to show you how bad Trump's choice of lawyers will be if she ever works for him.
Appoint that kook legal spiritual advisor as the new attorney general.
God, she is the worst, man.
She is.
She's literally like the modern embodiment of like what's his name?
Joel Osteen.
Yeah, no. Well, I wasn't going to say Joel Osteen. I was going to say Tammy Faye and Jim Rock Bakers. Yeah. I mean, Joe, that just goes. We're dating ourselves. The fact that we even know about those people.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Moving on, shall we? Let's see. This last thing is I'm going to file under the heading of about damn time. We got a proclamation from our SecDef or Sec War here. So let's listen to what the man has to say. Type shit. By the way, I found a bunch more of those Harry Potter. I think they're fucking hilarious. My daughter appreciated them, at least.
Yeah.
Simple, yet bold idea. Our rights as citizens are not granted to us by government, but instead by God. 250 years ago, the Revolutionary War was fought to secure our God-given rights. The Second Amendment to our Constitution enshrines the right of all citizens to carry weapons to protect themselves, their families, and their fellow countrymen. The War Department's uniformed service members are trained at the highest and unwavering standards. These warfighters, entrusted with the safety of our nation, are no less entitled to exercise their God-given right to keep and bear arms than any other American. Our warfighters defend the right of others to carry. They should be able to carry themselves. Recent events like what happened at Fort Stewart, Holloman Air Force Base, or Pensacola Naval Air Station have made clear that some threats are closer to home than we would like. In these instances, minutes are a lifetime, and our service members have the courage and training to make those precious short minutes count. Before today, it was virtually impossible. Most people probably don't know this. It was virtually impossible for War Department personnel to get permission to carry and store their own personal weapons aligned with the state laws where we operate our installations. I mean, effectively, our bases across the country were gun-free zones. Unless you're training or unless you are a military policeman, you couldn't carry, you couldn't bring your own firearm for your own personal protection onto post. Well, that's no longer. The memo I'm signing today directs installation commanders to allow requests for personal protection to carry a privately owned firearm, with the presumption that it is necessary for personal protection. If a request is for some reason denied, the reason for that denial will be in writing and will explain in detail the basis for that direction. Again, the presumption is service members will be able to have their Second Amendment right on post. Not all enemies are foreign, nor are they all outside our borders. Some are domestic. Confirming your God-given right to self-protection is what I'm signing into action today, and I'm proud to do so.
Now, the interesting thing that he said to me is that you're assuming that it is necessary for your protection, right?
It becomes a shall issue. Yeah.
Right. And so a person on base, if I've got no problems against me, no disciplinary, and there are no kind of extenuating circumstances on the base that would cause you to not have for that to be a bad idea, then it's shall issue, just like you said. Now that being said, if you're under Article 15 proceedings or something like that, this one of the things that they may do is say, hey, listen, you can't carry a firearm on post until the flag is removed. Like, so if you have a flag or something like that, that may make you, but at least that makes sense. And the average soldier would be able to carry, and I assume it's concealed, not open carry, but I think open carry would be fine too, even if it's just open carry.
But honestly, concealed carry laws generally don't distinguish between concealed or open. They're just carry laws.
Yeah.
So.
Now,
but here's the thing. If there's a place I would never go out of my way to be an open carry kind of person, like just to kind of flout it in people's faces, would be a military base. I know that's not what you're talking about.
From Air Force Base here in Montana. It's Montana. You'd have to cover up to go on base. But I don't think the concealed versus open argument is the one to make here. The one here is that this corrects a wrong that has existed. And this is me as an MP saying this, right? This is a wrong that's existed for a very, very long time. Your rights should not end at the border of an installation. So,
I'll tell you another Another a thing about this, I don't know if anybody's thought about this. We need to put some time into this, right? Because I'm a little bit jealous. Can you imagine what the culture would have been like, gentlemen, if the whole time we were in, there was a culture of people showing off their personal pieces? I'm telling you, that would have become a thing, and there would have been considerable time spent just kind of marveling. Oh, that looks nice.
Let's see. James 666 for $10 says, Joe, saw your X post from a few days ago responding to people whining about the Navy berthing aboard ship, the luxury living compared to troop berthing on amphibs.
I mean, you are the one who signed up for the Navy.
Just like, hey,
silly.
Hey, I have no idea where he is. He's out of contact, and he's on X if you want to reach out to him.
Yeah, we really, honestly, don't have any idea where he is.
Yeah. I mean, it's that's his thing, not our thing. All right. Let's see. Joe, you want to talk a little bit about tactical-wisdom.com?
Sure.
Oh,
right after I answer this question. All right. Sure. Check out the training schedule on there. Get to a class. It's really getting to a point where you need to do some sort of training. Come check out what we've got. We got all kinds of good stuff. Wilderness survival, pistol shooting, fieldcraft, all the classes. All of the things. We're starting to get back into our summer schedule where we're going to have a lot more happening. So come on out and take a class. And I know that in June, we're going to have NC Scout out here. So we're going to schedule some classes around there. I put a couple on each end of his time here. He'll be here the 12th through the 17th. So really, if you take, a week off, you could get in all of these classes, his RTO, SIGINT, and community security ops, or combatives, RTO and SIGINT, depending on which week you take. A lot of stuff going to happen. I think Kay is probably going to join us around that time with a CQB class or two. And I know he wanted to do principles of patrolling. So there will be lots of other classes, not just by me at Camp Ponderosa. We'll put them on this calendar too, and then link you to where you can sign up for them. It'll be a good time. I do have some classes in October in North Carolina. I know that Be Prepared and a couple of the others were waiting for me to post these. Well, there they are. So come out and join us and hang out. You can also, if you have a handy dandy radio that you don't have programmed, even something as complex as this little F8 digital radio, you can send it to me and I'll program for you. You can find that on my consulting services page. We do that kind of stuff. We also review your preparedness plans. I know that some folks in the chat have had me do that too. So I do all sorts of things other than just be pretty on this show. I'm more than just a pretty face. So check that all out. And I'll remind you once again that our big event, July 24th to the 26th here at Camp Ponderosa, Mountain Readiness West. I'd love to see you all here. Watcher will be there. Scott's about 96% sure he'll be here. And Scott's dad's about 100% sure he'll be here. So it's going to be a good time. So come on out.
My dad will probably only come out for the weekend, whereas I'm going to try to come out earlier. So, all right,
come out for the weekend before. Hang out with the guys at War Lizard. Do all the good stuff. They'll probably let you take the class for free, by the way.
What is the War Lizard class dates?
It's the 18th and 19th. So it's just the weekend before.
Yeah.
And we'll be doing all kinds of pistol-related chicanery and tomfoolery. And there will be glizzies had. So,
maybe we could do some writing, in-person collaborative writing.
Mayhaps.
All right. Yeah, that's good question, Tenzin. Not that I know of, but if somebody in the chat knows, I mean, or has if it's just a lead, I'll take that. I am not in the turbo job hunting phase yet. That is coming soon, I'm sure. But Joe, big news! I did have my first call from the VA kind of service that does the what is it, the vetting, for your VA physicals and all that kind of stuff. So I had my first call about that, so that was exciting.
Cool.
All right. Joe, you want to talk? Oh, so I guess you just did talk about.
Said you're too old to be hauling construction debris for him.
Well, that's true. Yeah. If anything, that would only accelerate my 100% VA disability claim, which I am not at. So, though I'll be honest with you, Joe, like I took a little walk today and I was like, I don't feel like I'm going to be like exaggerating at all. Like there's like all kinds of things that's just aches and pains that just come. Some of it comes and goes and some of it's just kind of always there in the background. But, like the one of the downsides of being Gen X is that we were never encouraged to complain about things.
Yeah.
And so it has been hard for me to complain about things over the years. And finally, I'm in the position to where I have things to complain about, and I'm being encouraged to complain, and it's a foreign concept. All right. Slight ringing, off balance. All right. Let me do the brush beater ad here. Let's. In the midst of ongoing war with Iran and growing domestic threats posed by foreign extremists operating inside America, radical Islamist networks, lone actors, groups exploiting divisions and chaos, the ability to communicate securely when cell networks fail or become compromised is no longer optional. The Brush Beater store has you covered with tough, no-nonsense gear built for real threats. Check out the new AR-152 Pro, a rugged, high-performance handheld radio featuring 10 watts of tri-power output, a massive 12,000 milliamp battery for extended runtime, expanded frequency coverage, including air band reception, built-in GPS, and APRS location tracking, NOAA weather alerts, and multiple antennas for better range in urban or obstructed environments. It's designed to keep you connected and aware when everything goes dark. Back with the RTO 3-day course, intensive field-proven training that teaches you how to manage frequencies under pressure, run secure group comms, and operate effectively in a high-threat, austere scenario. This turns capable hardware into a true operational capability against domestic threats from foreign extremists. Get the AR-152 Pro at brushbeater.store/products/AR-152-Pro. Enroll at the RTO course at brushbeater.store/collection/training. Use code CSC10 for 5% off all radios, accessories, and courses. Orders over $100 shipped for free. Big thanks to Matt at Brushbeater Store for powering the Council on Future Conflict as the Iran war continues. Domestic threats from foreign extremists demand serious home front readiness. Head to brushbeater.store, enter code CSC10, and build the connected, capable security presence your community needs. Now, back to the show. All right. Yeah, that AR-152 is a pretty sexy little number.
Yeah. Hey, it looks like that thing I just shared in the private chat is real. So.
Yeah. That confirms the report that that we're going to be talking about here in a bit.
Oh, I didn't know it was on our list. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, it's number 3 on the Iran list. All right, let's talk about that one first, then, guys. Let's watch her.
Before we move on, can we point out the awesomeness of this article and the AR-152 Pro? The Hilux of handheld radios. That is gold.
I have one en route, so we're gonna get into that radio pretty quick. So,
all right. So let's get into first.
All right. So no. Let's go directly to the F-15 one. Joe, do you have a link where they actually confirm it?
The downing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one right here. I mean, it is Axios, but
Oof.
Oh, I'm hoping. I'm hoping for like maybe like a CENTCOM announcement.
but
They
the
probably won't say it. Yeah. Here we go. No. It's 16 hours ago.
Well, we've got this one we can use to at least introduce the topic.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So this first one is this is a video footage filmed by the residents of. Let me open the.
South Iraq.
Here we go. A video footage filmed by residents of southern Iran appears to show a U.S. Air Force HC-130J Combat King II CSAR or Combat Search and Rescue aircraft flying low this morning over southern Iran, with the operations likely underway to find and extract the crew of an American F-15E that crashed earlier today in Iran. Let's see. Initial reports of the American UH-60 helicopter with the U.S. Special Forces being shot down by Iran after it tried to search and rescue. I don't believe that for a fucking second. Let's open the next one here.
Iran is claiming they have the pilot and weapons officer, but we don't know that yet.
Yeah. I've seen they've taken pictures on the ground of the ejection seat. Watcher, once you get this next tweet up, see if you can't find a picture of the ejection seat.
Next tweet. Oof. Okay, sorry. I had pulled those out of order, so I don't actually have a next tweet. Shoot.
You can just open them fresh off the list and then you just delete them.
Let's see this one.
Story I just looked at had everything but the ejection seat in it. So,
okay, let me pull this up. And then I've got Joe's story pulled up next too.
All right. At this moment, footage is reportedly emerging from southern Iran showing U.S. CSAR, UH-60 Blackhawk helicopters, and a C-130 transport aircraft flying at low altitude, searching for the crew members of a downed F-15E. At the same time, Iranian sources claim the pilot has been captured. And one UH-60 that entered Iran was also shot down. I don't buy that. I just don't buy the. It's not that it couldn't happen. I'm just saying, we haven't heard. They would have shown the fucking crash, if they had downed a because that would mean that you had troops in contact very close by.
So they're saying Iran claimed they had the pilot, but put out a call for citizens to help look and reward for live capture. Well, the F-15 is a two-seater aircraft, and they're probably looking for the weapons officer if they have the pilot.
Yeah. Well, they may have the weapons officer be looking. They don't know the difference. Yeah. All right. I don't have that link. Oh, here I do have that link now. Okay.
I'll tell you how we'll know what we think the government thinks is going to happen if we start bombing, because we have left their ability, their media networks. We've largely left them up. If we start bombing their transmission capabilities.
Well, the other thing that I would expect to see in short order would be A-10s in that area.
Yes.
Let's see. Here's what Axios is reporting. U.S. fighter shot down in Iran. Search underway for crew. Iran has shot down the U.S. fighter jet per Iranian media. Source familiar with the incident. The search and the rescue effort is underway to locate the two crew. It would be the first time since the beginning of the war that a U.S. jet was downed by enemy fire. Joe, I think this is, well, I don't know. Did we have any fighters down during Afghanistan or Iraq? I don't think so. Yeah. No. This would be the first time since Bosnia.
I think Iran that it took this long.
Yeah. What is it? Yeah. I was gonna say it was the guy. What was his name? O'Grady, was that the guy's name? The F-117 pilot. Yeah, he was the last one that I can remember getting shot down.
Rescued by the Marines in a trap operation. Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, Axios literally has less than.
I'm getting an archived version of it.
Scott O'Grady thing. Everyone talks about the Marine actual rescue of him. That was easy. A week before, their first attempt at rescuing him was an ambush, and they ended up in a pretty legit firefight for an extended period of time, fighting Serbians on the ground. So it's tough getting those people out of these places.
Okay, I've got an archive.
What is the archive? It looks the same as the
Oh, okay. Did you? I forget. Well, yeah, they couldn't see it
yeah.
because Axios just basically cut us off after the picture. So,
yeah, I guess they don't cut off the U.S. I mean, South Korea.
yeah, they got nothing.
Okay, so this is
an F-15E. I mean, it is technically a fighter, but like we use them more like a bomber nowadays.
Well, it is a
Strike Eagle.
Yeah, it's a fighter bomber.
Yeah,
it's mostly made to be a bomber. Watcher, I'm putting you something in the private chat here.
Okay,
this is the ejection seat.
Owen Wilson needs Gene Hackman, right?
Exactly.
I'm sorry. No, if they come across the ejection seat and they have the pilot, they're taking a picture of the pilot with the ejection seat. They're not taking the ejection seat picture by itself.
Well, I wonder if this,
unless of course they beat the living crap out of him when they captured him, and they don't want to put that video out.
Well, maybe. I wonder if this is one of those kind of things where like they swift him away, and then these are the guys that come later. Hey, watch this fucking ejection seat type thing.
Yeah,
maybe.
Or these could be civilians taking pictures of it.
Could be.
Also, if I have the pilot, but I want to lure in a rescue team to try to capture them and shoot down another airframe, I'm going to leave that seat right where it is with that beacon beeping, right?
If you could open the next one, Watcher, this is I guess MQ-9 Reapers are flying around now as well.
Why won't it?
Yeah, I had to copy and paste it.
Okay.
F-35 jets and MQ-9 drones are also spotted supporting U.S. helicopters over Iran, searching for the downed pilot. Yeah, the fact that they are flying around in the middle of the day, this low and slow, tells you an awful lot about the confidence level of the American Air Force at this point.
Why would the pilot move away from the ejection seat? Get off the X.
Yeah. No,
they only stay with the ejection seat in a permissive environment. In a hostile environment, you get as far from the crash as you can, as fast as you can.
Think this through, right? So, like, the ejection seat goes down. The ejection seat has the beacon on it. He also has a beacon on his person. You essentially get away from that as quickly as possible. You get to ground and you try the emergency freaks. If you don't get anything, you keep moving, right? Like, you get away from, like Joe said, you get off the X, and you're keeping down in like gullies and in places where there's brush. You're looking for places to hide, but you're also mindful of extraction. So,
well, yeah, you have to get away from it. Because think about a radio beacon. It's broadcasting on a known frequency to literally anyone, right? So anyone can hear it, including the Iranians. He might get to where he can still see it, but he's going to get as far from it as he can. And there's a question about what firearms that pilot have. Most likely either a Beretta M9 or an M17, 18 type pistol.
Well, they do have a takedown M4 that they started issuing to like A-10 pilots, but I don't know if they issued that to F-15 pilots.
Yeah, I don't think they would do that with F-15. He'd probably just have a sidearm. Maybe one of those old school AR-7 22 caliber rifles, but that's about it.
Let's see.
We don't really ever envision our pilots being stuck on the ground that long, so we don't give them a full combat load.
Right? So this is a couple years old, but I mean, it may be relevant.
Right, be prepared. Okay, Meshtastic people, this is why we don't want that crap in the field. Right, why run around with a radio beacon on you?
Yeah. I guess it. So this is USAF pilots are now flying with these converted M4 rifles. So see, it's a takedown M4.
Oh,
And it says F-15 Strike Eagles showed F-22 pilots.
Oh well, maybe he does.
nice.
Maybe they do. That would be a good news story. If
You know what? A
if it's-
takedown rifle is a way better idea than the sidearms they've been carrying forever.
Well, I think it's probably a both, not an either or.
Well, yes, but that's what I'm saying is you don't want your pistol to be your primary weapon. That's a bad day.
In a combat zone, the purpose of a handgun is to enable you to get a rifle.
Yeah.
So
if you can just start with a rifle.
That's what I'm saying. Might as well start them off with it, so there's not that whole tension phase.
Anyway, so that's the big news right now. I haven't seen anything more. Watcher, if you would do us a solid and just kind of keep. I guess here's. Let me. I'm going to send you another. This is from Warzone as well. There you go. Photos of F-15E wreckage.
Oh, that don't look good.
Well, I mean, that's what it would look like if it crashed. I mean, so they definitely got it with that red stripe. It seems to match the. If you go up to the top and show the air.
Oh.
Yeah. See, this one seems to have that same kind of logo and red and white stripe at the top. So that would go a little ways to corroborating it.
You know, one of the terrible things about this is somebody probably knows their husband's tail number.
Well, but that's just it. We haven't seen the tail number yet. Just kind of skimming it to see if there's any.
They said that F-35 was brought down. Of course, yes.
Of course, the Iranians would claim the best. Actually, I'll be honest with you. I would rather lose an F-35 than a fucking F-15E because there are less of the F-15Es and it's more capable in a more permissive environment than a F-35 is. There's a reason why we're buying a bunch of those F-15Xs.
Those are the ones with the reduced radar cross-section modifications?
Well, not a whole lot of that. More, it's basically just a modernized F-15E. But it does have some slight kind of things like conformal tanks and things like that. But it's not what you'd call stealthy by any means.
No, they just made it less easy to target.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, the other thing was that the intakes had a particular weird geometry.
How many Chinese bots are working on AI videos and photos right now?
A lot.
Right?
Yeah, I believe, as long as you're the one saying it, I'll just say it. I think that is China's main contribution to the war effort is propaganda. Both money pumped in.
I don't know. There is the attempted bombing at MacDill. So.
Oh yeah, well yeah, the MacDill bombing. Yeah, that's right.
So for everyone who says, well, maybe it's just Iran making a claim and putting out video of an old crash. The CSAR aircraft is in the air, and we don't just do that unless we know 100% we have a pilot on the ground who is moving. Right.
It doesn't mean the video that doesn't mean this video they put out's real or anything like that, guys. So
here's the deal, right? We literally could potentially have already gotten the pilots or one or both of the pilots back already, and until they get checked out and everything gets confirmed, then they wouldn't announce anything.
So,
this is a story from April 2nd when they set you down. Okay.
This is a story about the second plane they claim to have shot down, the F-35. So they're saying that it's confusing right now. So we know that an F-15 has been shot down, but then Iran claimed this morning that they shot down an F-35 also, and they did not. So.
All right, so we'll find out more about this, I'm sure, as the day continues. Nothing conclusive at this point. Praying for those pilots, and we're praying for the families.
And any pilots, if you're watching this show on your cell phone, put the cell phone away and get moving.
That's right.
Follow your EPA and get to the next RP. All right. By the way, for those of you who watched my live last Friday, we talked about an evasion plan of action. Here it is in real time.
Yeah. Yeah. This is literally why they have that, the SEER course. It's literally for this type of eventuality.
Yep.
And here's the other thing too, Joe. As soon as they find those pilots and they get a hold of them, they're taking pictures and they're putting it all over the place, and they're using it like to the ends of the earth of the propaganda value. And if you want to get ground forces involved ASAP, do that.
This is it. Yeah.
And for anybody who says, "Oh, we shouldn't put ground forces on the ground to get pilots back," that's those guys got captured. They just have to fucking deal with it until the war's over. No. Hey
man, yeah, these are the Iranians we're talking about. You don't surrender to them.
You don't surrender to them, and I'll be honest with you. And there may be service members that don't agree with this. It is the 21st century, but 9 service members out of 10 will absolutely put their lives at risk in order to get other guys back.
Oh yeah,
and especially trigger pullers. There's no. We're looking at here as the conga line of U.S. Air Force jets flying into theater, I think maybe something might be happening. This is under the title of the subtitle of the coming offensive. Now, what does the coming offensive look like?
I want to point out Dernis' comment quoting the code of conduct. I will never leave a fallen comrade. 100%, man. I'm a firm believer, and I know Scott is too, in the code of conduct of the armed services of the United States. Yeah. And I feel like in a lot of places and ways we've gotten away from that. And I think that we should not. I will never surrender of my own free will. If in command, I will never surrender my command as long as they have the means to fight. I mean, those aren't just words on paper. They mean something to some of us, right?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, you're right on the money. I want you to look at where these planes are flying. It's amazing how many Eastern European countries are good to go with us overflying their nations in support of, unlike France and Spain and things like that. They can't really there's certain types of aircraft that they can't deny the use of the bases because they are based in their countries. So England, we're looking at you on that one, but overflight's definitely a thing. You remember, guys, when they denied overflight for the F-111s doing the Libya strikes back in the late 80s, right? And they had to fly all the way around Spain through by the Straits of Gibraltar, across the Mediterranean, drop bombs on Libya, then fly back to England. This was a pretty epic fucking thing. France. Did I say France? I said that correctly, right? Who knows what I say? Certainly not me. Francais. All right. Yeah, Operation Eldorado.
Listen, and my response to the British is this. First of all, this is the first time since World War since World War II, I guess, that the United States has gone to war and Britain has not stood by our side. And that is, I have a problem with that. And two, I'll point out that American Air Force fighter jets are stationed on the islands of the United Kingdom because World War II proved that you could not defend your own island. Pretty simple.
Yeah, that's right. All right, let's move on, shall we? So we're talking about the coming offensive. Strait of Hormuz. Did you guys see that viral video of the guys saying they keep talking about the Strait of Hormuz, but what about
the gays of Hormuz?
Yeah. And she's like, "Oh yes, absolutely, we should be fighting for the gays of Hormuz."
Well, so we all know where the Strait of Hormuz is. The gays of Hormuz is down by Djibouti.
Djibouti, that's exactly. Well, they tend to hang out near Djibouti.
They tend to hang out near Djibouti.
That's right.
That's why it's called the Strait of Mandab.
Yeah, gotcha. Strait of Hormuz under fire. U.S. strikes IRGC positions. Reports indicate that major U.S. Navy operation is underway to break Iranian control of the Straits of Hormuz, one of the most critical oil choke points on Earth. Dozens of missiles are said to have been launched at IRGC positions along the straits. If confirmed, this is a direct move to secure global energy routes and a major escalation of conflict. The stakes could not be higher. 20% of the world's oil flows through the corridor. Any disruption sends shockwaves through the global markets. Military confrontation here risks rapid, uncontrollable escalation. This is no longer regional. You know, Joe, this shockingly looks exactly like the opening phases of the operation that you and I predicted would make sense. If you were to do a ground operation in Iran, it wouldn't make sense to try to invade Tehran with ground troops. What would make sense is to seize the islands in the Straits of Hormuz. They're fairly small. So you don't need a lot of guys. You probably need a brigade or two of Marines. Well,
a regiment of Marines that are already there, right?
A MEU or two, right? A few Marines, a few good men, a MEU good men. I don't know. Anyway,
God will defeat Islam with the help of a few Marines. Anyway.
So anyway, this is what I think we're probably. If I had to guess, I would say that this is what we're seeing the opening phases of that operation.
Ironically, as far as things escalating, more and more world partners are being involved, if not directly, being involved on the outskirts. For example, Ukraine claims to have killed a Russian drone expert in the region. So, Russia claims to have killed a Ukrainian drone expert in the region who was advising on drone defense. And Russia claims they killed this guy in the UAE. So that's a pretty bold statement by Russia, admitting to a homicide in another nation. But they claim it was part of the wider war between them and Ukraine, which is very similar to the one between the U.S. and Iran. So what you're seeing is the world warization of what's going on, right?
Yeah. People are dragging their own, conflicts into this wider conflict to kind of, like Joe said, globalize it. All right. Here's another. So the first report was tomahawks from naval vessels. This next one is U.S. Air Force has just bombed Qasem Island of Iran near the Straits of Hormuz, from where IRGC was targeting commercial vessels. Huge destruction reported across the island. Almost like a preparatory bombardment, Joe?
Correct. Which island was this at? Is this Qeshm?
Yeah, Qeshm. Qeshm.
Scott, that's an IRGC base, the entire island.
Yeah, pretty much. Scott, if you'd be so kind, for the kids in the back, can you elaborate on what a preparatory strike is in preparation?
Yeah. So essentially, what you get, right? It's like everything is about setting the conditions for the next phase of an operation, right? And so the operational commanders are looking at a target that they may or may not choose to seize based on whatever condition that may be, right? Now, this island is essentially one giant IRGC base, and so the conditions for the preparation or to be set would be something along the lines of destruction of fortifications, destruction of air defense artillery, destruction of, you name the target, right?
The roadways leading to the coast.
Right, exactly right. You know, destruction of a certain buildings, of certain resources, of certain supplies. Like they know where the ammunition holding areas are. Aha! You know, that's it blew up. Aha! It's an ammunition holding area. And so
you use
anyway,
like loitering drones to tell you where it is. Like, hey, these trucks keep going to this one building and then moving out to the forward positions. Smoke the one building. It's obviously some sort of supply dump. So
yeah. We are relying on the trust me, bro nature of this. Let me. I'm pulling up Google Maps on my own here, so I can just kind of verify which islands are which. I'm looking up Karg Island here first, just to make sure we're not showing you.
Well, if you would like, I did in fact find a very recent video that was posted by the Iranian State Department depicting Karg Island as a potential luxury resort.
Well, of course, it's a potential luxury. How do you spell Karg again? K-A...
I think it's literally K-A-R-G.
A-H-A... Yeah, Karg.
K-H-A-R-G.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, so he's correct. That is an actual picture of Karg Island. That is Karg Airport. Here we go. We can share my screen here. I always hate when they trust me. I mean, it doesn't obviate the point but this is Karg Island, right? So you got an airport up here in the northeast. What you see here, all these circles, which you couldn't see in that lower resolution, these are all oil storage tanks. This island is basically nothing more than a giant transshipment point for crude oil. I don't know for sure, but I assume they've got a pipeline that comes in. I'm looking to see if maybe this is the pipe, because you see this linear thing. It looks like it could be a pipe or something coming in. Anyway, so yeah, this is a transshipment point. All right, so that's up here in the northern end of the Persian Gulf. That's the island that I said that they should not. Now this is Keshem Islands. This is the Big Dolphin Island, right? Now I'll be honest with you. I don't see them taking Keshem Island. What I see them taking are these islands here.
This one in the middle, Abu Masa, which is a big targeting island. Larak Island, they're using as a customs inspection point, right?
Yeah. This is the one that I think is most likely to be taken. Excuse me.
Right now, they're forcing shipping that wants to use the strait to pull into Larak for inspection, which means bribery, right?
Joe, what do you know? We've got some Google Street View points of view on the island. So here's some Roman ruins or something, maybe.
Fine Iranian architecture, Persian.
That's exactly right. Yeah. No, those are Persian. Okay, buddy, whatever. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, here we go. PSO, Iran. Yep. A little targeting. Look at we got a little ship up there.
The tanker.
That's right. This is
from LCC, kids.
This is from May of 2020.
Hold on, back up to that guy. Go back up to the shadow. Keep going.
The guy right here.
Yeah. Look at the shadow though. He's got his whole antenna up. He's got the that's selfie stick up.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Anyway, can you move over here? Yeah, you can move over here. Let's see. We got a nice little. So if you're, look at these patrol boats.
Couple fast attack boats.
Yeah, let's go look at those. Probably not fast, very fast anymore. What do you bet?
Yeah, I bet you those ones probably are sitting at the bottom now. But.
Yeah. Let's see. Do we have any more? Let's see. Do I have any more? No. I guess. Oh yeah. I guess we do have a couple more. There's the fast attack boats again from that other spot, and some crab pods. Yeah, I mean it's just as shitty a little fucking island as you'd expect.
Ironically, the island looks a lot like every other spot in the Middle East ever.
Let's see.
Mud and concrete huts.
Let's see. These are all like pictures that are geotagged from this area. Here's another picture.
Wade Williams, I Will Smack You. Rock Island, home of the 1911. Do not blaspheme against Moses' handgun. So.
Shocking that that this looks like exactly like Kuwait.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Looks just like Kuwait. Or Iraq, except for the
except for water.
Except for the water. Anyway, there's the Hormuz Island. If you're looking for that. So if I had to put my money down, this would be the island that I think that they would take. I would think they would then target this island. The population's pretty well. This has got a lot of settlements on it, so.
Well, you'd have to do some work there on Keshem Island because it's within artillery range, right?
Yeah, right. That's the big problem. So, like, I'm curious what the distance with Iraq is. Let's see.
Y'all seem to have an overabundance of sand.
Let's see. Measure distance. Here we go to there to here. So yeah, it's 40 kilometers to Bandar Abbas, give or take. And so that is not rocket artillery could do that, but regular shell artillery would not be able to without wrap rounds or something along those lines. So that being said, Kashem would be within artillery range of Iraq. But I would much rather be the Marine. If I had to choose a side to be on, whether it's IRGC on Iraq or Kashem, or on Kashem versus Marines on Iraq, I'd rather be Marines on Iraq because. And then Joe, I wouldn't even put the HIMARS here on Iraq. I'd put the HIMARS probably back here in Oman. Or Abu Dhabi, or what is this? This is or Dubai, Abu Dhabi, UAE, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, so if I had to put my money on it, that's where we'd be going. Thoughts, gentlemen?
Just again, make it clear that just because we're predicting something will happen doesn't mean we want it to happen.
Yeah,
right. Listen, the casualty numbers.
Yeah, here we go. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry to break in. This is breaking. Update on report on the F-15E incidents. The U.S. pilots have been successfully evacuated by Allied forces.
Woo! By allies.
That's an interesting statement, though.
By allies.
forces.
By Allied forces.
That
so
sounds like
who got them? Peshmerga. To me, that sounds like probably a Kurdish militia picked them up.
Yeah, I was just going to say a Kurdish militia or a turncoat Iraqi militia.
Well, if they went down over Iran or over Iraq, it's like we don't know exactly because where I was seeing reports that these helicopters were seeing is kind of in the Arab area of Iran, close to Iraq. So they may have gone down actually. But then they're also saying so
in the Peshmerga area, or not Peshmerga. What is the MEK? Right? Isn't that the
all right?
The Kurdish militia in Iran, the MEK?
No, those are the Arabs that are. Those are the Islamists that are against the Iranian regime. Let me. I got a.
It's the People's Mujahideen organization. I don't know the name of the.
All right. So this is where it's close to Basra is what it's looking like, Joe. Wreckage of found over here. Geolocation of Caesar Hercules. Can you see where the location is here? Near, kind of just due east of Basra. Area of Great Tehran Penitentiary, where a possible hit was recorded. Approximately attempt to make it out of Iran. Yeah. So that would have been going towards allies. If they were hit over Iran, that means they got about 265 nautical miles south. It makes sense.
You know what? I have an escape and evasion map around here somewhere. We should show one of those to people, which is like every pilot carries one, or everyone who could potentially be isolated does. And it gives you like survival information on the area. And it's got some very general guidance on it. Like if you get shot down in this region, head west, right?
Yeah.
It's actually pretty cool.
This is funny.
And they're printed on Tyvek paper. So
yeah. So it's completely waterproof.
Yeah.
Here we go. We got some more. That's April 2nd. So it's updated. All right. So that's a good news. We'll look for more confirmation on that. Watcher, if you just keep an eye out on that on the feed, maybe as we continue. All right, what's next here? So not all people are excited, I guess, about the Department of War's new direction. Pete Hegseth fires 2 more generals, David Hodney and William Green Jr., alongside Army Chief of Staff Randy George. Now, the Randy George thing, we've been hearing for a little while rumblings that he was on his way out. His vice chief of staff of the Army is, or deputy or whatever, is General Laniv, somebody who has worked here in Korea recently. I know some 82nd people don't like him, but I mean, you can't like everybody. So I was impressed by him here in Korea, but like I said, I've heard people that I trust have a very different opinion of him. So it sounds like he is the new chief of staff of the Army. Or at least the acting. We don't know if that is something that's gone through. But there has been, so go down into the comments, Watcher. There are some interesting kind of diagrams of some of the people who have been, well, it's almost like a hit list. Keep going. You'll see it with all the X's over the faces. It's so weird how it buries it, for different people. Yeah, there you go. Look at that one right there. It's a shame when, let's see. So these are all, female generals. Shocking that they don't like the new regime.
Look at the disproportionate representation of the United States Air Force on this list. The Air Force has always been the woke and dangerous service, right?
Yeah. Let's see.
Sorry, Air Force veterans. As a whole, the Air Force is more woke than everyone else.
Well, the irony, Joe, is that back in the day, the Air Force was that's where all the the evangelical Christians were, because that was the big problem. They're putting too much Christianity into the Air Force Academy, and so they had a big pendulum swung drastically the other direction within about 10 years. All right, go back to my notes. Feeling like they haven't got enough bombs dropped on them lately, the Houthis are reminding us that they exist. Houthis confirmed coordination with Iran, Hezbollah, on several attack waves on Israel. Joke's on you. You were talking to the Mossad because Hezbollah is all dead. Not all dead. Been several waves of missile strikes out of Yemen. Hezbollah says, "Yeah, Houthi, just call us when you want it. Here's a beeper so we can stay in touch." If that happens, Houthis, don't take the beepers. With let's see, strikes out of Yemen into Israel on Tuesday and Wednesday. The Iran-aligned Houthis have made it clear they are coordinating with both Tehran and the Hezbollah. Let's see, they carried out several missile launch operations on sensitive targets in southern occupied Palestine. The statement underscored this was conducted in continuous supporting and backing of the fronts of resistance as part of religious, moral, and humanitarian duty towards allied forces in Iran, Iraq, Lebanon, and Palestine. Would it be ironic if they were to accidentally hit like a Palestinian refugee camp? The irony.
Well, I wouldn't be positive that it was accidental.
Right.
They would to blame it on Israel, right?
Right. Yeah. The Houthis first announced last week that they'd be joining the war. This has been the last 24 to 48 hours that Israel has been subject to one of the biggest inbound rocket attacks in weeks. This is not only because the Houthi forces stepped up attacks alongside Iran, but Hezbollah is increasing them too. 4 people were lightly injured as Hezbollah fired 130 rockets into northern Israel on Wednesday. And we're going to talk next week about the invasion of southern Lebanon. It's successful, but, it's tougher than they expected. I mean, nobody ever thought that was going to be easy, but they seem to be pissing.
As I frequently do, Hezbollah is a lot more legitimate and serious of a fighting force than Hamas ever was. Hamas is a collection of street thugs. Hezbollah is a serious modern military.
Yeah, Hamas was more like a street gang that had a government attached to it. Yeah. Let's see. The bombardment as Israel celebrated the first 2 days of Passover festival sent hundreds of thousands of people into shelter as Iran continued to also launch missiles at the country, including the north. Houthis have very powerful long-range rockets compared to Hezbollah, which were supplied or assisted in terms of development by Iran. Here's the thing. The Houthis have zero ability to domestically produce these rockets. So they have a very limited supply of TBMs that they can use to target.
But they also have skin in the game in that they need Iran to survive.
Right. Now, what they can produce are the exact same things that Hamas produced in basements and in their tunnel networks. Right. Those rockets are not what you'd call super complex pieces of machinery. So it may be rocket science, but it ain't fucking nuclear physics.
I mean, it sounds like they're doing rocket science in caves underground. Oh wait, they are.
They are doing that. Okay. All right. Anything else on that one, guys? I think that pretty much gets it. That's our Iran war update for today, day 34, I think. This is Israel, by the way.
Yo!
All right. So one of the biggest kind of like, oh my God moments in in the last 24 hours has been like, oh my God, could you believe it? We're attacking civilian infrastructure. And a lot of stuff has come out about this bridge that we blew up since then. Let's see. Iran to attack logistic hubs in Israel after its tallest bridge is destroyed. Earlier, we reported there are signs that the U.S. and Israel expanding attack to Iranian civilian infrastructure after reports emerged Thursday of a fresh airstrike that hit a highway bridge connecting Tehran, Kars.
So I'm going to back this up. I'm going to editorialize for a minute because I just have to, right?
Yeah.
One, there is no such thing in Iran as civilian infrastructure. Everything in Iran serves to serve the regime. 2, these are the same media who reported on the stunning and brave attacks on the bridge from Crimea to Russia, right?
Right.
Whatever the name of that bridge was, right? That's virtuous and amazing and a legitimate war target, but this bridge is not. What's the difference? Who took out the attack and why?
Well, Joe, there's a couple ironic things about this. First of all, is that you see in this picture, if you scroll down a little bit, Watcher, All right, you see in this picture, this is the original thumbnail that we used for the show. Click on that picture so you can see it, embiggen it, watcher.
Say again? Yeah, the original thumbnail.
Yeah, no, just click on the picture there so we can make it bigger. Yeah, there we go. Joe, what do you notice by the piers of both of these bridges?
By the piers of both of these bridges, the cranes? What?
Yeah, the cranes. What do you have on a? What does that indicate about a bridge? That it's not complete, right? It's under fucking construction.
I don't know other than construction. Yeah.
Right. This is not a bridge that was actively used. It wasn't even open yet. No, it was nearing completion. Yes, that's true. It was nearing completion. But like Joe said, there is no such thing as civilian-only infrastructure in a militarized society, totalitarian society like Iran. Let's see.
I'm going to point out too that they didn't damage this in the way in which I would have done it. Right? That one, those pillars, those pilings are still standing, but two, it's still connected to the land on each side. So it's a relatively simple fix. This was a warning, I think. Hey, if you don't want us to really break this bridge, stop.
That's a good point, Joe. I think this was done. I think this was done exactly so that it could be repaired in the future.
I think it was done to stop a specific person from moving along that route who might have been leaving an area, right?
Yeah. That's a good point too. Let's see. All right, so let's look a little more deeper into this bridge here, shall we? Click on the next one here. Now, the video attached to this shows a market that was burned before the war began. But let me read this anyway. To those speaking of Iran's infrastructure being destroyed as a consequence of the war, let's talk about your staggering hypocrisy. When they set the Rashid market ablaze with our people trapped inside, your heart didn't bleed. You felt absolutely nothing for the innocent lives burned to ash. But now that the bridge in Kars gets blown to pieces, suddenly you want to weep over Iranian infrastructure. Let me tell you exactly what kind of bridge this was. It was never meant for us. Not a single civilian has ever set foot on it. It wasn't even open to
out, right? Yeah. It's not for the average person.
Yeah, it wasn't open to the public. It was a phantom structure built for one reason and one reason only, to connect two IRGC military bases and serve as a direct covert artery of underground missile city. It was carved right behind the Azmaya Mountains. It stretched west towards the Radar Mountain. God only knows what dark, malignant operation these terrorists are hiding in the tunnels beneath that rock. In short, it was a pure military asset for an occupying terrorist syndicate. So yes, when we saw the sky light up with that explosion, I cheered. I watched their concrete shatter. I smiled because it meant only one thing: another massive, crippling blow to the terror machine of the Islamic Republic that holds my country hostage. So here's the thing. I just want to, kind of. Just because this guy wrote that he was there and he saw all this, and that doesn't mean it's true. That being said, there are considerable Iranians that hold exactly this point of view, and that should tell the pro-Palestine and pro-Iran or anti-war protesters something, that there is a significant percentage of Iranians that are not in support of the Islamic regime.
Right.
So anyway, I think that's critical to understand. And the reason why, if you go down it says that this guy is German. He says he's using a VPN, but ultimately it doesn't matter. What matters is that he's representative of a certain number of Iranians. And if that's the case, then that's the case, right? All right. The next one is a little more. Now, this is another pro-West. This is a Western girl. I think she is actually in America, but she's pro-Reza Pahlavi, pro-Iran, Shah of Iran. The bridge that was bombed wasn't even connected to the city of Tehran, but purely an IRGC-run area of operations within Tehran province that contains underground bases and missile launchers. So many are already fuck this news story up. So if you look at this map here, what you see is cars, the city area, and then you see where the bridge is, right? The Asmia. And then you've got this shockingly unurban area in purple, Joe, that looks exactly where you would put a bunch of mountain tunnels and bunker complexes.
It looks pretty rugged. Yeah.
It looks pretty rugged, which is exactly where I would try to hide all that kind of shit. And there's some pro IRGC voices. So this one right here, if there's one down here that purports to show cars crossing the bridge in the comments. I don't know if you can see it. It's like one is this. It's like two views of the same bridge, and there you go, right there, before and after. It was never open to the public, so this is AI generated. So I mean, there's a lot of propaganda going on there.
The biggest problem we have is that Western societies, whether it's the U.S., the UK, France, whatever, believe that the entire world is exactly as it is in a Western society. 95% of the people who live in Iran never leave more than a 5-mile area, right? Not everyone owns a car. Not everyone goes on vacation. There's no going up north for the weekend or going to your cabin. You literally live in a cement apartment block, and you do your job, and then you go home, and that's it. There's not leisure travel like we have, right?
Yeah.
If you live in Iran, you don't go to the lake for the weekend, right? You need special permission and a permit, and you have to take public transportation because you probably don't own a car. It's just we have this mistaken belief that the world is exactly like us, and that's just not true.
Hey, watcher, if you want to click that link I just put in, evidently we've got some footage of the pilots escaping Iran.
Oh, kick ass. Okay. Oh. Okay.
So I did not know it was snowing there, Joe. Maybe they're in Montana. Evidently, they were able to hop a ride on an F-14 and get out of there.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad film right there.
Yeah, it was a good one. Yeah, somebody told me, watcher, did you and the wife go and see Hail Mary? By the way.
Yeah, it was damn good, man. It was
Wasn't it though? I told somebody the other day that's the best movie since Maverick that I thought.
Well, yeah. So here's the funny thing, though. I was looking at it and I was like, it's enjoyable. I would have liked it just about any time it came out. If it had come out 10 years ago, it would have been unremarkable. It would have been a good movie that everybody.
It would have been a good movie, but not like
exactly
special, right?
Yeah. So.
I want to point out that Wade C. Williams says all you need is a Trans Am or Dodge Charger, and you can make that bridge.
I mean,
the Duke boys have been preparing me for this my entire life.
I saw Smokey and the Bandit. I can do this.
Yeah. So, and then there's Turkish accounts that are trying to show old footage of a down MH60 from Honduras. They're trying to purport that this is the downed Black Hawk helicopter.
Where did we get the news that they've rescued those two? Was that?
I saw it on one of the OSINT accounts, one of the larger OSINT accounts. Let's see. Let's see if we got something. Terror alarm. Let's see if Clash Report has it. They're usually pretty good about that stuff. They got pictures of people shooting small arms fire at an aircraft that's clearly 4 or 5 miles away. Yeah, good luck with that, buddy. Yeah, I just see the one. So I mean, it's a single source, but it's one of those kind of things where, like, I'm grasping at straws here. I'm hoping it's true, but you never know.
There's a Palestinian account who is claiming that they did shoot down a UH-60 today, but we don't know that.
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, like I said, I think they would be running pictures of that 24/7. Let's move on to the last one there in the Iran segment here, Watcher, if you would. Looks like.
Wait, which sorry.
I'm trying to.
Which
I'm
one?
trying. This.
Oh,
the
that
bottom
fighter
one.
jet. Yeah, I thought I had.
No,
that.
yeah.
Oh, right, and then you gave me the other video. That's what happened. Okay, cool. So U.S. fighter jets hammering the Al Jaghir Tribal Mobilization Headquarters in part of the 57th Brigade in Iraq. This pro-Iranian militia thought they were untouchable under the Anbar Operations Command. And as the dust settles, a U.S. A-10 made sure everybody knew exactly who was in control. So what you're seeing there are like secondaries and
I mentioned this last week over on my locals page, but I'll say it here too. It was a statement by the Prime Minister of Iraq, who said that he authorized the Popular Mobilization Forces to conduct retaliation against U.S. forces for strikes on them. That is essentially a declaration of war from the Iraqi Prime Minister against U.S. forces that still occupy his country. That was a significant statement, and this is a U.S. response to it.
Joe, you heard anything about this? These former Navy SEALs and soft guys running some sort of murder for hire program? Have you seen the reports on that? I've seen this a couple different places this morning, and I didn't know if you had seen anything about it.
I mean, depending on who your source is, security contracting can be considered murder for hire.
Yeah, right. That's what that's where I was kind of like, this sounds like it could be legitimate contractors, maybe working for the CIA or working for who knows.
Yeah, we used to call that the Special Activities Division. I believe now it's called the Special Activities Group.
I think did they go back to the old SOG?
That's it. Special Activities
Is it Center? SOC?
Yeah.
Just go back to SOG, because it was cool in the Vietnam era. I'm just kind of looking to see if there's any more.
Anyway, talk about the. No, never mind.
We're talking about foreigners now.
Oh yeah, I know. I was going to say, are we now going to talk about the alternative if you don't have the option to put on the full armor of God? There is something else that works occasionally.
We can all be Bible thumping, scripture carrying crusaders, though that's preferred. Though our friendly Sikhs have discovered something that works almost.
Here you go,
as
Dad's
well.
coming. His new safety. He's carrying talk for safety.
He's not the hero we wanted, but he is the hero we needed.
He proves that there are two types of foreigners: those that choose to assimilate acceptably into a culture, and those that do not.
But actually, if you know anything about Hinduism and Sikhs versus Islam, this is not new behavior, right?
No. Here's the irony: there are certain
this is
types
why there's an India and a Pakistan.
Right, there are certain types of foreigners who come to, and it's while they may not choose to completely turn into what you are, they respect and they operate within your society without trying to alter your society, right? And Sikhs have been famous for that, right? Like it's like, hey, listen, we got our thing going on over here, and nobody's going to change us, but at the same time, we're going to respect who you guys are. We're going to allow, we're not going to try to change, your society. Now, what the problem, Hindus, I don't think have that exact, more broad speaking Hindus, are a little more, but I think with Indians, Joe, would you say it's less religious and more like tribalistic, Nepo kind of? How would you draw a distinction there?
I'm probably not the best guy to ask, but I would say racial.
Yeah, well, so that's kind of where I was going with like the whole tribal thing, right?
Yeah.
And I don't mean like small tribal. I mean big tribal.
I suppose it's probably more that because Sikhs are Hindus too. They just don't
Yeah.
like the rest of the Hindus, and the rest of the Hindus
Right.
don't like them.
And they're not trying to convert people, right? They're not trying to like grow they're just trying to protect their peace, right? And I can respect that, right? That being said, there are other foreigners. I'm not going to say anybody specific, but Watcher, we've done several shows on them, and the strawberry. Oh yeah, you've moved on, but the strawberry image is here. I'll just share this real quick here. I got you. I'll share it. This is a great example of.
I've got it. Yeah.
I'm sorry. There we go. See this strawberry next to a rotten strawberry, it turns the good strawberry rotten as well. So, I mean, not pointing any fingers at anybody specific, but hey, the problem is that there are people in America that absolutely are going out of their way to screw it up for the rest of us. Sometimes they are foreigners and sometimes they are Americans. Justice Jackson's birthright citizenship comments were a total disaster. Ketanji Brown Jackson turned Wednesday's Supreme Court birthright citizenship oral arguments into another demonstration of her lack of qualifications for sitting on the high court. Is there a way to impeach somebody off the court? Because, man, the case centers on President Trump's executive order challenging automatic grant of birthright citizenship to any child born in the United States to a non-citizen parent. It was on paper one of the most consensual constitutional arguments in decades for Jackson. It became a showcase of creative, if baffling, jurisprudence. Let's see. I think we have Let's play the video here. This end wokeness video.
Yep.
I was thinking about this, and I think there are various sources that say this, that you obviously have permanent allegiance based on being born in whatever country you're from. That's what everybody recognizes. But you also have local allegiance when you are on the soil of this other sovereign. And I was thinking, I, a U.S. citizen, am visiting Japan. And what it means is that, if I steal someone's wallet in Japan,
push pause. I mean, so
everyone else, Japanese people are so wonderful and they're so great and amazing.
But I'm going to steal their wallet, right? So she's confusing allegiance with jurisdiction. They have jurisdiction over you, but you don't have any allegiance to them. That's why you would steal their fucking wallet.
That's why you're stealing the wallet. What's funny is whenever we're trying to make a point to someone, we generally try to use an example from our own personal experience or our shared cultural experience. She went with stealing a wallet. So,
I mean, I would just say,
if I were saying the quiet part out loud.
If I were trying to make that argument for her, I would say, well, if I'm speeding here in South Korea, because that might be something that I actually do, I would never even think to steal somebody's wallet.
I'd be like, okay, Mrs. Jackson, we need to see how many wallets you have in your closet. And I need to see a receipt for all of them.
I was just
by the way, having allegiance to where you're born is not true. I didn't get allegiance because I was born here. I got allegiance because I was educated and I decided that our system is better than any other system in the world.
Yeah.
That's where my allegiance comes from.
Yeah, nobody questions my allegiance because I was born in Germany to a U.S. service member serving in Germany at the time.
Yeah.
Same thing for my daughter who was born here in South Korea. Nobody confuses her with a South Korean, right?
There's
and
nothing
it doesn't
magic about the soil.
right. She doesn't. She doesn't.
Magic
Yeah.
place. Yeah.
She doesn't confuse herself either. And so this is just why it's baffling. All right, let's continue on.
Japanese authorities can arrest me and prosecute me. It's allegiance, meaning can they control you as a matter of law? I can also rely on them if my wallet is stolen to, under Japanese law, go and prosecute the person who has stolen it. So there's this relationship based on.
So this exposes the leftist ideology that is rampant in this non-real person, Ketanji Jackson. She said they exert power over you, so you have allegiance to them. The entire leftist regime or leftist ideology centers around the use of power. That's why she said it in there, because they arrest you and they exert power over you, so you must have allegiance. That's not true, right? I cannot believe a thing that, okay, for example, if the ATF was to arrest someone, does that mean that you have allegiance to the ATF? No, I can disagree with every single thing about them and not have allegiance to them. Force doesn't make allegiance. And the problem is that here she is a senior, very senior person in the United States government saying that the use of force is what derives allegiance. That's dangerous.
All right. Yeah. I mean, if you have a little more stupidity.
Oh, yeah. There's a couple seconds left if you want. Sure.
Even though I'm a temporary traveler, I'm just on vacation in Japan, I'm still.
No, you're still a current traveler, moron.
Allegiance in that sense.
Good Lord.
Wade Williams says she's going to be the next, where did it go? The next Sam Brenton, going to have videos of her pickpocketing at airports. She's stealing wallets. Man.
All right. Let's move on. This is Savannah Hernandez. So this is talking about foreigners in Texas, a certain type of Muslim foreigner, and what they're doing here. Let's see what. Now, I think she's also talking about Indians as well. But
cultural change up here, and I wanted to come and check it out for myself.
Yeah, this is Hindu, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm the only guy, son!
It's like in India right now here.
And here are the Muslims.
This is Texas. They need to assimilate to our values. If they want to come here, if they don't, then stay home.
We're starting off here, and then we're just going to drive. We're just going to check out the area.
The whole thing, but I just wanted to kind of. So essentially, it says here many Texans have been talking about the dramatic cultural changes happening in North Texas, from towering 70-foot tall Hindu temples now rising in quiet neighborhoods to a proposed 400-acre Muslim city that transformed. Now, that being said, according to the Texas state government, that development has been stopped. But that's probably means more like paused, because they're not going to give up.
The fact that it was allowed to progress so far tells you the truth.
Tells you, yeah, a lot, which means
and
a lot of
under
this.
Wheels' leadership, right?
Yeah, this means a lot of this is getting spread around. This might be a good one to watch. Savannah Hernandez actually has done some pretty good stuff in the past. So
you know what? Faye just raised something that I have to interrupt about. We need to do a complete remake of "I'm Sorry, Miss Jackson," entirely about Ketanji Jackson Brown. Remember the song "I'm Sorry, Miss Jackson" by
yeah.
Who was that by? Gosh, right on the tip of my tongue too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see here. This is a close. I've just saw some pictures of a shot of an A-10 flying over in that area where the F-15 pilots were down.
Outcast. That was it. Yeah.
Outcast. Yeah.
You ain't for real. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'm on a new project. Sorry. I'm distracted.
Oh man, here's another good picture of the fucking Night Stalkers. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, next we've got Muslims in France, I think.
Yeah. Let's play this footage. I mean, so they're going to France to make to these urban youths in France are telling us what the women will be able to do. I think it has subtitles.
Ma femme n'aura pas le droit de voyager avec ses copines.
Ma femme. Yeah, I love how they start with that. Let me. I don't want to fucking listen to their butchery of a once proud language. Let me just read the subtitles here. It's in the where is this one? Sorry, I got to get the right one open. So if you're wondering what the nonsense these subhumans are they're saying this is Islam. Muslims in France tell us what will be forbidden for wives and daughters and sisters. Number one, and they kind of each go down the line here. Ban on driving. It's not allowed to have social networks. It's not allowed to dress short. No right to work. A ban on attending mixed sports arenas. I mean, talk about a barrel of laughs, Joe. This is exactly what I know the American trad movement really was looking for. Wait a second. This is Sharia law in Islam.
Well, the good news is that Sharia law does free up women to make a lot of sandwiches.
That's true. But the irony is like they literally throw the Handmaid's Tale at Christian conservatives when they completely ignore the real Handmaid's Tale that's going on all over the world in the Muslim world. If you look no further than the Ummah as a place where that would be the way it is. Lance Corporal Veteran for $5 says problem with Greg Abbott for all his big wheel talk. Big wheel talk. He sure puts chair brakes on to the last minute when it comes to making changes to stop threats. Yeah, here's the thing. He's one of these guys who won't do anything until he counts the votes, right? And he knows he's on the right side, which means he's the wrong kind of politician. Yeah, he's a fraud. Yeah, I don't know that he's a fraud because that's a different accusation than what I'm making. I'm just saying that he's a fair weather friend.
Yeah, he was for this project until he was forced to be against it by public opinion.
Yeah.
He was going to say, look at how open and willing I am to work with the other side. That's what he was going to say.
Right.
So.
And
the chat is just writing the lyrics to this song. The lyrics just write themselves. I never meant to take your wallet, but I pledge allegiance 1,000,000,000 times. This is beautiful.
Sorry, watcher. I'm doing the third update to our show. And when you see this one, you'll agree that this is the ultimate and best version of the show thumbnail. I have just updated it in Canva for your.
All right. Well, I'll show the folks.
I'm just fucking with you, watcher.
Oh,
I mean, you can share it with the folks if you want, but I have updated it.
It's good looking. Wait, you mean you put it into the
in the Canva?
Oh no, I mean like you put it into. I was meaning putting it into YouTube and Rumble.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. That's where I was saying I meant I fucking with you, but I did update it. I mean,
yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
You got to admit, this is one of the better. I would go so far as to say top 20 thumbnails of all time of the show.
Yeah, some combat camera kid earned his commit. His money right there.
Yeah, well, he probably had to take 500 pictures to get this one. Anyway, All right, moving on.
That's not a Blackhawk, by the way. That's a Pablo.
Well,
it's a variant, but it is not an actual Blackhawk.
That's true. It's a UH-60. You could say that, or a UH-60.
It's an MH-60, wasn't it?
Or an HH-60. They now call them HH-60s.
Yeah, those are Navy.
All right. I thought those were the Air Force version. Anyway, it doesn't matter. All right. Let's see. Where are we here? Oh yes, we're on to Austria, and more foreigners commit nearly half of all rapes in Austria. Guys, I am shocked by this. I cannot believe this. I mean, I don't know what Joe. This has clearly got to be some sort of far right propaganda to make these Syrian refugees look bad. Syrians' largest foreign group of number of rape suspects in Austria has more than doubled since 2015, with foreign nationals and Syrians in particular driving disproportionate share of the increase. In addition, foreigners now responsible for nearly half of all rapes, a major increase from 2015. Let's see. The figures provided by Austria's Interior Ministry in response to a request by the Austrian newspaper Express painted a striking picture of a decade-long trend. The composition of those suspects has shifted markedly. In 2015, 250 of the 688 suspects were foreign nationals, or 36.3% nationals, making up only 20.5% of Austria's population. Reported rapes under Section 201 of the Austrian Criminal Code rose from 826 cases in 2015 to 1,359 in 2024, an increase of roughly 64.5%.
During then, so the number of rape suspects has doubled. I wonder what else has doubled in that time frame.
Well, not suspects, the reported crimes, which may have multiple suspects for each crime, i.e., with a gang rape or something along those lines. Preliminary figures for 2025 show a decline to 1,147. Ooh, that's a really good decline. But that still represents an increase of around 66.7% compared to 2015. Austrian suspects also increased over the same period from 438 to 609. Now, keep in mind, the number of Austrians of foreign descent has also raised, so they are considered to be Austrians, yet are still actually foreigners. Let's see. Foreign suspects, however, rose by 115%, more than doubling. The gap between the two trends has widened significantly over the decade. Approximately 7 to 8% of Austrian citizens have a foreign background. It remains unclear what percentage of this population has committed rapes, since Austria does not release that statistical information. Austria suspects are recorded simply as Austrian, regardless of migration background, country of birth, parental origin, are not captured.
Do you know why they don't report that statistical information?
Yeah, because that would be a fucking huge group of people.
It would be a disaster, right?
It would be like almost the entire. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, it proved that the entire thing was a fallacy and wrong.
Right. The Freedom Party of Austria has voiced concern over these. Oh, we are concerned. I mean, even the far right in Austria is concerned about these increases. The data also does not break down perpetrators with full asylum and those with subsidiary protection status.
I don't think that matters. It should just be like migrant crime.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Anyway, so this is a fucking problem. Foreigners are a fucking problem. And let's go to Britain, another country with a problem with foreigners. We talked about this a little bit the other day, but this has happened again. Britain's lawless streets. I love the use of feral youth mob vandalizes police car.
Feral
Utes, yeah, or feral urban Utes. Shocking video from Clapham Commons shows a large mob of Utes swarming a marked police car in broad daylight. One climbs under the hood, jumps across the roof, and stomps the windscreen until it shatters. The rest cheer, film on their phones, and block the road with zero fear. No officers to intervene, no arrest visible, just pure disorder on a public street. This is more proof of lawless London under Sadiq.
So I'm going to make a point here that's not very popular and generally goes against my anti-law enforcement stance, but people do this and it's spreading now. This was an American phenomenon. It's now spreading all over the world. The street takeover, because there's an absolute lack of consequences. Until law enforcement decides to take a tough stance, crack some skulls, and maybe shoot a couple of people, this will continue. There's absolutely no fear of arrest here. These people are just going to do whatever they want because the police will not do anything about it, right? It's silly. You have to do something about it.
Guys, the propaganda hype is real. I'm going to share in the private chat. Watch if you could share this one real quick. Joe, give me how many Pinocchios do you rate this propaganda?
About 37.
Unconfirmed images published by local Iranian media from the province where this is happening.
So first of all, let me just point out that nobody uses black and white anymore, right? And this is not what a helicopter going down looks like at all.
We're going down.
The helicopter go down. They generally just come straight down like a rock, or they auto rotate. They never travel in a straight line on a diagonal.
Oh my God, this is so funny. Like, I mean, if at least like tell AI to come up with something like this, and then you could, at least it would look realistic.
Man, that's a bad image.
I could have done that on like the old, what's it called, Photoshop back in the day, and it would look better than that.
Yeah, they're just using the helos to chemtrail the Middle East. Oh boy,
that's a Photoshop job for sure. I wish this next one was a Photoshop job. No.
Oh yeah. So this is what you get when you invite these people into your country that hate you. This is Arkansas. Okay, this is a post by Amy Mack, and you could just kind of pause, just mute it, and just play the video. This is the new red state of Arkansas becoming little Saudi Arabia. They're not waiting for a plane ticket to Mecca. In Arkansas, the Islamic Center of Little Rock is training the next generation by sending Muslim children on summer trips to radical hubs like Yasser Qadi's Epic in Texas. And in Texas, Islamic schools are going even further. They are simulating a full Hajj pilgrimage right on American soil. They built a replica Kaaba. They recreated the sacred rituals as realistically as possible. They immersed children in the experience, so it feels like the real thing. Here's the kicker. Non-Muslims are strictly banned from Mecca and the real Kaaba in Saudi Arabia. No Christians, no Jews, ever. Yet here in the red state, they freely...
Right here. That's cute. What's inside the thing at Kaaba is a rock, a piece of an asteroid. And
I think it's a fossilized pedophile named Muhammad. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, but it is actually a piece of an asteroid.
I know. I'm just being silly.
but I guess what's weird to me is you can have Islam and you can be a Muslim and all that, but why specifically the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia flag hanging on the wall? That I find interesting.
Yeah.
Our good friends, the Saudis.
This isn't integration. This isn't harmless cultural exchange. This is ideological colonization.
Yes.
Raising a generation whose first loyalty is to Mecca, not to Arkansas, or America. While Democratic politicians in Little Rock pander to the Concord Stadium prayers Law enforcement poses for photo ops at enclave like New Africa enforce Quranic rules. The children are being prepared for the next phase. Arkansas was supposed to be a conservative stronghold, but instead it's becoming a gateway for the same expansion happening in Texas. The new red state, Arkansas, is starting to look a lot like little Saudi Arabia. One simulated Hajj, one stadium takeover, and one Sharia enclave at a time. Yeah, this is well said. This is, just fucking crazy.
They couldn't find a better depiction of a camel.
I liked it better when they had their little mosques and strip malls and shit like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we have camels here.
The men have to have something to look forward to. Did I set that out well? And then what do you get when you get foreigners? Well, they're the most tolerant of all visitors, I'm sure. Oh, wait a second, they're not. This is the Tommy Robinson Post. On the eve of Holy Thursday, the Chartreux boarding school, a Catholic school in Lyon, France, was set on fire. Christianity is under attack across the world, and all you hear from politicians, all you hear from Watcher is static. Yeah, it's pretty static. There we go. And all you hear from politicians and the legacy media is Islamophobia.
Again, a phobia is an irrational fear. It's not irrational.
Yeah. So no report yet on how that started somehow. Reports are that the janitor's name is Muhammad. All right. Oh, you know what? I at some point I closed my Rumble stream and I don't have.
If that whole thing was happening in a public school, there's a serious problem with that, because you could not do the same thing from a Christian perspective in a public school.
Yeah. Hold on a second, guys. I'm just trying to open the Rumble chat. I swear to God, Rumble hates me sometimes. All right, here we go. Only 31 likes, guys. I mean, do you not like us? I mean, if you don't like us, then you can.
It's
put
you reading subtitles. They don't like you reading subtitles. I mean,
that's true. That's true.
That out there.
He reads the subtitles. Yeah. Lost score. Sorry, buddy. If you sent a super chat on Rumble, I've lost it, but it doesn't look like. All right, here we go. Back. We got a couple more here, I think. We have one more. Last one. There's reliable reporting that King Charles may have already converted. Big surprise here. In 1,000 years, this has never happened at Windsor Castle. March 2025, the Islamic call to prayer echoed through the St. George's Hall, 360. Now this year, the King of England is not doing an Easter. So in Easter 2025, he mentioned Islam, Judaism as much as Jesus, and then Easter 2026, no message. 2 days ago, Rudy Giuliani said Charles III may have been the Muslim monarch of England. Supreme Governor of the Church of England gave Islam special status in secret, took Saudi money to put Islam at the heart of British education, approved the Islamic call to prayer at Windsor Castle. No Shrove Tuesday, no Ash Wednesday, no Easter, but Ramadan, Iftar, and Eid. He knows exactly what he's doing.
I'm delighted to welcome you to Windsor Castle here on this occasion, and we are most grateful to you for travelling during this holy month, which I acknowledge is no small sacrifice, And so it is my particular pleasure to wish you, Mr. President, peace, blessings, and an abundance of joy. And Ramadan Mubarak. Ramadan Mubarak. During my wife and I.
Sad, really. The defender of the faith, right there. The protector of the Church of England.
I love the picture down below. It says, "Our expectation for you were low, but holy fuck."
Yeah,
I
despise that man. So
yeah, and it's not just him; it's the entire Church of England. Now
you know, we
there
were
is
having a discussion about him yesterday, and I'm like, he definitely did not trade up. That guy's a moron. And she said to me, "Well, he was forced to marry Lady Diana." I'm like, "Oh, shucks, the horror being forced to be married to Princess Diana. That would just be terrible."
Well, Princess Diana was on her own Muslim journey when she got taken out, I think. So,
yeah, but that's not the point.
I know that. I'm just saying. All right. Yeah, you're right. Diana was definitely way better than that cow. Did I say that out loud too? Shit. Joe, you gotta keep me on, on the chain here. All right, guys. Going into the weekend, Joe, what do you think? Anything? I bet Iran pops up over the
Well, I want to
weekend.
make a statement first, and then I'll get into that. Okay. Yeah. Do not forget that today is Good Friday.
Oh, yeah.
The day when the king was killed by the government. And you need to remember that. Remember the weekend. Remember the reason for Easter is not about bunnies and Easter eggs and nonsense. It is about the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ, and you need to remember that. It is important and it is vital. I find it particularly odd that we gave a speech about the devastation we're about to unleash upon one of the leaders of the Muslim world on the Holy Weekend. I thought that was poorly timed. But hey, maybe it's time for a new crusade. So Christ is King. So on to my predictions for the weekend. I think that we're going to get to the truth of this pilot situation, and God help them if they have captured this pilot and mistreated him in any way, because the current administration will not tolerate that at all. Y'all thought King Hussein was cool for flying in and launching an airstrike for his pilot. What do you think Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth will do for some harm to one of ours? I think we're going to see a lot of strikes this weekend in the homeland by Iranian agents. It's going to be another tough weekend for churches, given the fact that it is Easter weekend. And both ISIS and Iran have given statements about that, directing followers to do things. So please pay attention. Please stay strapped. Please carry first aid equipment and other things, regardless of what your local legal situation says. Be prepared.
Well said. Watcher? Watcher?
Oh, can you hear me now, or is it still just static?
It is still staticky, but we could hear you.
Oh, well, I don't want to take away from what Joe just said. It's important. So, what Joe said.
Yeah. I agree with what Joe said as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see something happen starting this weekend. So don't look at just like, wait for paratroopers starting to fall out of the sky or marine boats heading towards one of these islands. It's all about preparatory shaping of the shaping of the conditions ahead of any operations like that. So it'll all kind of come in stages, right? And the last stage would be your ground operation. So we'll see what we see there. All right. Guys, that's all I got. Thank you very much. Have an exfil plan. Yeah. That's one thing that these pilots have taught us, have an exfil plan. We appreciate you guys. Thank you all very much. We'll be back on Monday as always. Joe, thank you. Watcher, thank you. And chat, you guys were awesome. If you haven't done it already, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications. Let your friends know that you're getting some good stuff over here at the Council of Future Conflict. We are not loved by the algorithm, so you sharing the link really makes a big difference. We will be back on Monday. Till then, y'all stay safe.